Welcome back. 23 minutes after the hour now, the infighting between Democrats heating up. Nancy Pelosi doubling down on why she took offense to a tweet by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's chief of staff.
Mike Emanuel brings us more on the House Speaker's rift with the new progressives within the party.
I've said what I'm going to say in the caucus.
A generational divide is on full display in the House Democratic caucus. Speaker Nancy Pelosi clashing with four high-profile freshman women, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Ayanna Pressley. Pelosi took issue with an offensive tweet from Ocasio-Cortez's chief of staff, which compared Blue Dog and other moderate Democrats to segregationists.
Our members took offense at that. I addressed that. How they're interpreting and carrying it to another place is up to them.
Ocasio-Cortez vented to the Washington Post, saying the persistent singling out, it got to a point where it was just outright disrespectful, the explicit singling out of newly elected women of color. Missouri Democrat William Lacey Clay blasted AOC and her chief of staff for using the race card and called their behavior juvenile. Sources say Pelosi was very blunt behind closed doors yesterday, telling members, you got a complaint, you come and talk to me about it, but do not tweet about our members and expect us to think that that is just okay. In the New York Times over the weekend, Pelosi dismissed the freshmen's clout, ridiculing their Twitter world, noting they're four people and that's how many votes they've got. But a leading Republican says Pelosi has met her match.
For Nancy Pelosi to think that she can silence AOC and these other far-left socialists just shows that she's out of touch with what's happening in her own conference.
Some Democrats warn the focus should be on defeating President Trump next year. And if this turns into a civil war, they worry Democrats will be the loser. On Capitol Hill, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
So what does all this division in the Democratic Party mean for 2020? Senator Lindsey Graham says it will only help President Trump win.
What does this really mean? I think Republicans are more likely to take the House back because of this breakdown, because there are 31 Democrats that hold congressional seats where President Trump won their congressional district. What does it mean to these 31? If you cross AOC and the Fab 4, you're going to get a primary. And if you vote with them, you're going to lose in the general election. So the biggest beneficiary of this will be the Republican Party and President Trump, because the policies these four people are pushing are so out of the mainstream. But if you're one of these 31 Democrats, you got to pick between the energy of the Fab 4 and the practicality of Nancy Pelosi. You're in a no-win situation.
And get this, the latest polling shows Pelosi's favorability only 1 percentage point higher than Ocasio-Cortez.
Wow, neck and neck.
All right.